Well, I remember that's exactly how I used to feel, till I saw the mess that I was living day to day. It didn't change until I had the courage for to say, there's trouble in your house, trouble in your mind.
What's this?
Kind of Pink Floyd thing I was working on.
Yeah.
I'm in Lakewood, Colorado. I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 46 as of this recording. I'm a father and a husband. I'm a songwriter and a musician. I perform as a solo artist. I play in a band called PJ Zahn, and I perform in an acoustic duo with Jill Tees around the Denver area. And my community, I guess, consists mostly of other musicians, as I've found out. Before that, I was in an advertising agency. A suit and tie guy. I was not cut out for the executive side, so I made my way over to sound design, and that's how I learned to use Pro Tools and then later Logic.
What is sound design?
Sound design. So when you go to the movies or you watch TV, and they're doing, they're driving cars, they're talking, they're in a restaurant, there's all the clinks and clanks going on, the road sounds and stuff like that. Most of that comes from through sound design. So they have all the noisy sounds on the set. Like if this was a bigger set, there were more actors doing things and talking, they'd capture the sound just like this, but they would a lot of times go back later and re-record the vocals, the speaking parts, and then they would add in the stuff that they need, like all the restaurant noise or whatever, or the cars going by, things like that. We want you to notice the actors. We want you to notice the direction, the story, that kind of stuff, and be moved along with it. In a similar way, you don't notice acting when it's done very well. You don't notice writing when it's done very well. You don't notice production when it's done very well. When you listen to a beautiful song, you're not thinking about, oh, they mixed that bass in just right. Well, a producer would, an engineer would. But our job is to hide those brushstrokes, and just present you, here's the thing. A teaching moment for me happened about 5 years ago when I was still on that, let's call it, trajectory of like, I felt like I was this rock and roll kid. I was going to do this thing, the thing that I was trying to do back in my 20s. And but I was playing acoustic by now because I was going to songwriter conferences, and I had been showcasing and was doing well in that scene. In my mind, still the young rock and roll kid that was going to go do that. And then this one time I didn't showcase, and I was really bummed about it. And I played instead. They had an open mic after the showcase, and I played a song of mine called "Everyone Loves You But Nobody Wants You Around." It's about dejection. It's about just kind of being like, oh, he's all right, but you just skip over them, that kind of thing. And this lady came up after, and she really liked the song, which I was like, oh, great. Oh, yeah, you're that old jazzy bluesy guy. And that combination of old, jazzy, and bluesy were three words I'd never heard attached to me before.
And maybe you didn't like. I mean, how did that hit you?
It's not wasn't didn't like. It was I had learned by then to, like, when someone tells you what they think, listen.
What are your favorite things?
Being with my wife and daughter. That I'm very lucky in that I get to spend a lot of time with them. So that's the best place to start. Performing music is a close second. I've been doing that for 35 years now. I've been performing in one form or another, and I've always been drawn to it.
What's Andy's ideal day doing? Anything and everything.
I'll give you an example from just two weeks ago. I had another songwriter come in here, Stacy Price, and her father actually came here to record. He had some songs that he'd been playing for years, but he hadn't recorded them. So we brought him in here, just mic'd him up, and performed them live, and I recorded it all. I'd say ideally it's just in being involved in the creation of music in whatever form it takes. Now I sit by my window and I watch the cars. I fear I'll do some damage one fine day, but I would not be convicted by a jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years. Oh, still crazy, still crazy, still crazy